I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Let me turn this off. Let me turn the theme song off real quick. That's a good song, by the way. That's by NidraWorks or NidraWorks. I'm not sure how to pronunciate that. I apologize, buddy. But I am medicated. I am levitated. How is everybody doing tonight? I am ready to explore the realm of fears and all that fun stuff. That is the point of the show, for me to give advice, me to talk about random topics, philosophical. I can still hear myself. Hold on, let me turn this off. Got myself in the background. But anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? You can feel free to comment if you would like. But I'm going to dive into some topics that I want to talk about. Some fun little topics. Let me throw this over here. Get my medicine out of the way. So, how is everyone doing on this lovely night? So, let's meditate a little bit together. Let me get my light off there. You can see me, kind of. Hi, Vicky. But you can't. So, I'm just going to have to do the light on. Put the light back on. But anyway, I apologize if I'm getting to your comments delayed. They don't pop up until like a few seconds or whatever. But anyway, one of the topics that has been on my mind since I was a child, and I'm not sure why, is a fear of mine. Irrational fear, I know, but it is a fear of mine. And that is death. And I know why. I spoke to a dear friend of mine recently, and we talked about it, and I've seen therapists about it. But it's an irrational fear of death, and the human mind doesn't know death because it's never experienced it. So it irrationalizes the fear of something that doesn't exist. Now, am I saying death doesn't exist? Depending on your belief, it doesn't. Whether you believe in going to another realm out of this life, or whether you believe in reincarnation, or whether you believe in whatever. Other than like atheism, every belief is that there's life after this. Now, it has been proven in a way that we are all energy. We're energy. Energy is not destroyed, it is not created, it just continues. So when we leave this shell of a human, this our soul leaves this, we, you know, we don't die. We just exist in a different realm, which is a very interesting topic. A lot of people don't agree on this topic, and a lot of people will agree, and it happens. But I don't think we should fear it. I think we should embrace it in a way, because it is another life experience. Um, but it's something that I've been struggling with. Um, as I get older, as death surrounds me, and it happens as you get older, your own mortality gets questioned, and you either ignore it or you don't. And if you ignore your trauma, because that's where any fear comes from, is trauma within your life. If you ignore that trauma and don't acknowledge it, it will just manifest itself worse. And that's kind of where manifestation comes in too. A lot of people say, manifest your dreams, which manifestation, I believe, is very plausible explanation for a lot of things. Because if you think you're ill, or you think you're this, that, or the other all the time, or you think negatively, negative will happen to you eventually. But if you're positive about things, or you try to change your mindset on these things, even if the bad happen, it's still not awful, because you're not letting it eat you. And it's hard to get to that point for some people, because they deal with the anxiety, they deal with the depression, they deal with all of that, man. And yeah, I admit I have fears. I'm only human. But I think the beauty of it all, that we all need to accept, and we all need to accept that beauty of life. We all struggle. We all have fears. We don't have to be macho. We can admit, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. But a lot of people want to pretend like, and I'm not saying bring negative to the world. You got to bring light to the world. You got to bring happiness, but you also got to be honest within yourself. Are you happy? Yeah, the people around you, when they're around you, are happy, but are you happy? And that's where the sad clown thing comes into play, because they like comedians and clowns and stuff like to make others laugh, and that is where they feel their sole purposes, myself included. But at the end of the day, you look at something, you look at it as like, are you happy? Everyone around you's happy when you're around, but are you happy at the end of the day? That's something that you need to be honest about throughout the day, and not dwell on it, but at least acknowledge it and allow yourself to heal from it. Because we all have our own fucked up problems. And your problems are not unique in a way, because not everyone has that same problem. There's people out there that do. Like, speak up, because I've lost way too many people in my life due to that ego eating away. And I don't mean like ego, like, oh, I'm big shit. There's two different forms of ego. There's the cocky ego, and then there is the I hate myself kind of ego. If that ego is not in check, if it's not met in the middle, where you have the confidence in yourself, but you also don't hate yourself, then yeah, that's fine and dandy. But there's a lot of people out there that don't. They fight with the pretending, make everyone happy and make people laugh. And when somebody asks you, how are you doing? You have to, I'm fine, when deep down you're suffering. And I don't think that's cool. We need to be able to spread awareness for mental health, especially men's. And I'm not saying women's mental health isn't important or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But for years, men were expected to be macho. They're expected to not talk about their trauma, because men can't be victims kind of mindset. And that is an asinine mindset to have. It's a very horrible mindset to have. And so that's kind of my spiel into life, though. Like, what I wanted to do on here is just talk about this kind of shit. Like, and also, like, stress and anxiety, I've noticed in my own life, plays a critical role in your health, your overall health, which is weird because we all think, eating healthier will help you and this, that, and the other, which it will in a sense. But I've known some really healthy eaters that under severe stress weren't healthy. So we all have to be able to be honest and open about our freakouts and what we're scared of and what we're this, that, and the other. And that's what I'm trying to do with this show, is get medicated and be honest. So I hope everyone is doing amazing tonight. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And this whole comedy thing for me has been wild. Comedy was a dream of mine. And I apologize if I get emotional. I'm not sorry, but shouldn't be sorry for human emotions. But when I want to say like 4 or 5, my grandma introduced me to Red Skelton. And he was a great comedian. Not a lot of people know who he is. He was a great comedian. Well, I was listening to Red and I loved his comedy. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to go on a stage. And I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain. And I was always that kid running around, fucking with people, funny, always spot on. People loved me and shit. And then I don't know what happened, but that inner child kind of withered away. My dream for comedy, I don't know if it was anxiety, self-doubt. I don't know what it was, but I quit doing it, quit dreaming about it. I did it. I spoke about it, but I never actually went full deep into doing it. I did stand-up comedy twice in my high school. Great time. I had a lot of fun. But I was in front of classmates. So time started passing me by a little bit. And I got to the point where I'm like, why am I not doing what I love? Why am I not at least trying? Why ain't I doing podcasts? Self-doubt. And that will kill you. That will kill all dreams and aspirations if you don't silence that self-doubt. You don't force yourself to do what you want to do. You don't go out there when you feel you're not capable. Because goddamn it, I decided one day, and this is kind of a backstory into my life. I decided to rent a gym, a local gym. I wanted to bring something to the community. I wanted people to enjoy themselves. I want entertainment. But I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I have friends, so I reached out to my friends. And I never doubted that I had a support system. I never doubted that I had people around me that cared. My inner ego, on the negative side of the ego spectrum, was telling me you're just not good enough. You're not going to get that support. They ain't going to actually show up. That's self-doubt. It's not saying you don't trust your friends. It's not saying you don't trust the situations and shit. It's you telling yourself that you're not capable of it. But that's neither here nor there. So I call up Coop. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I know you talked about going to the gym. And he was like, yeah, bud. And I'm like, I spoke to Sable. And she wants to go to the gym. And I did. I called her. They both thought we was working out. I gave them a date. I said I got the membership. No, I was calling the gym Because one morning I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do the thing. So I called the gym. I'm like, hey, you guys booking shows? They're like, yeah, we'd love to do a show here. So I went ahead and booked it, made the flyer and everything. And then we booked, and I know my order is good. I'm going to be out of order with this. I think we booked Calligraphy and Silent Simba. Rest in peace, brother. Miss you. Calligraphy and Silent Simba for this show. And then Louis messaged me because I had him on Facebook because he was in the band Resistance 13. And I just interviewed Louis on Pink Sock, so go check that out, please. But not now. But I booked the gym, and Louis said he would do sound and stuff. It was awesome. We sold tickets. I did not anticipate that many people showed up for my first comedy show. So, but a little backstory to that comedy show. A little story that nobody really knew. I've been freaking out. My anxiety's just been out of control. It's my inner ego, my inner dialogue. We all have it. But that inner ego, that inner child is all fighting each other. So I'm getting it back in check. But around the time of the comedy show, I just had a lot going on. And I wasn't able to focus on the one thing that I loved. Wasn't able to. I dreamt about it. I did. I had the passion. I was feeling that passion of that inner child. But that ego was fighting the inner child, if that makes any sense. So what I did was the day of the comedy show. Nothing really planned, but I show up. Lots of people are there, more than anticipated. And this was going to be a show about life and death, but I started with that. I'm just going to go into my life, if you guys don't mind, and give you some advice that I can give from my own life, if you don't mind. But I booked this comedy show, and you guys kind of get to see a little insight into my life, and you guys don't get that very often on Dabbing with Dads or Pink Sock. Well, this is more of a personal show. But I was really anxious going into it, and I was freaking out underneath. I was. Sable was like, how are you not freaking out? I am. This is just how I handle it. I face it head on the best that I can while I am freaking out underneath of my thoughts. So I'm going throughout the day, and I'm thinking of the set as I'm going because I've got stories in my life to tell. I've got jokes that I've written in the past that I never really went on a stage to use. So I threw shit together, life and all of this. And it's time for me to go on. I walk on stage, and it's gone. Every story had left me. So I grabbed the microphone, and I let my body, I let this take over. I let the thoughts just come out. I let the stories just come out. So some of the stories that I had planned was used. There was a decent amount that ended up remembering and stuff. But the beginning, no, had nothing. Gone. I just improvised a lot of it. And I thought I didn't do that well. But I got told that I did great. I had people tell me that next time we do it, me and Matt should switch spots. And I'm like, I'm not a headliner, but I guess some people think I am. And I've had people tell me all kinds of shit like that. And then I still didn't really believe in myself. And then Rick Lay asked me to do motivational speaking. And I'm like, motivational speaking to kids is not something that I've ever thought I would ever be capable of doing. Nothing that I ever thought would happen. But I'm not going to say no. Because in this line of business, now that I have started, I'm going to become like Jim Carrey in that movie. Yeah. I'll take on any project that does not demean my character and any project that is not harming other people. So I'm like, yeah. So I go there and I do that thing, and I can go into the full story behind that too. I can actually do it with Rick Lay on Pink Sock or something. But I went to the gym, and there was a benefit to Silent Simba, who is a fallen brother. He actually performed at night at the gym, or comedy at the gym, sorry, comedy at the gym, and he did amazing. But we did that little tribute with Matt at the end. Our set went great. I was happy the way it turned out. We didn't have much planned at all, but we made it work. But my anxiety was still there. My fear of chasing my dream was still very much there. Hey, Kay Klingman, I'm just talking about my life. I'm talking about life experiences, giving advice. You guys are kind of getting an intimate look into my mind and my life. I realize that you guys don't really get that much on the other shows that I'm on. And I would love to just open up about my own life, my own traumas, give advice, help. But I'm just telling a little bit of the lead up to me chasing my dreams, which I'm not famous, but I would like to still talk about it while it's happening in my life. But I went and did comedy at the gym. There's still self doubt. My bro Louis, he messaged me and he was like, "Hey brother," I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I know you like his music as much as I do, because me and Louis shot the shit at the comedy at the gym." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And he told me, like, he sent me the flyer that Muck Sticky was going to be at OVDJ. And I just interviewed Muck like 6 months prior. I don't think Louis knew that. Hey, Robert Halls, or Hales, sorry, I'm awful. But yeah, at OVDJ, he was like, "Yeah, Muck's going to be there. So we're all going to hang out." And I'm like, "That's cool." Now, I'm a fan of Muck's music. Now, can we agree on something? Can we normalize something? Just because I'm a fan of somebody's music doesn't mean you can't be friends with that person. We should all be fans of each other's art. If you support your friends, you should be a fan of their art. And if the art isn't good to your taste, give constructive criticism. And if it's not your bag, it's not your bag, but still support their business and share it as long as it's not hurting anybody. But anyway, I don't know why I went on that rant, but I went to OVDJ and we hung out with Mock and everyone else. Nidra Works. I met all these cool people. Loose Bean. I met like all kinds of really cool people. And I met friends of mine, met up with friends of mine. I've met new friends. I met all kinds of cool people. I almost didn't go to that camp out. My anxiety almost stopped me. But you know what I did? I said, so far I've faced it. Let's see what happens. Fuck it. So I showed up. It was a great fucking weekend. One of the best weekends I've had recently. But the coolest thing that happened to me that weekend was I was going to go to my camp area first day. And I had medicated a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And I was going back to my campsite, or to set up my campsite. We was going, and Louis gets on the mic. And my boy was like, "Hey, come up here, Mike." What? Holiday Hoobie Woody? Like, I was told to go on stage and do comedy. Didn't have anything planned. So that was a nice challenge, and I love Louis for doing that. He put me on the spot, and I fucking, from what he told me, I nailed it out of the park. So I was the first comedian, not just an OVDJ, but I think I was the first comedian Louis ever had at his events. So once Louis makes it big as a promoter and stuff for these events, man, I made history. But I did stand-up comedy. And that weekend, I'm very glad happened because I met these DJs and they're sampling my voice for songs, which I think is cool. That's cool shit. My voice is being sampled. Spot remover's coming out soon. I can't believe it's not coffee coming out soon. I have another funny story to tell you that's coming soon. Okay. I met Calligraphy. I've known who they were, but I met them in person at Belmont Gym, and we formed an amazing bond over the course of that weekend and recent events, recent happenings and stuff. I love those dudes. They're great fucking people. They're brothers, and I love it. But we was all hanging out around a campfire, and I was medicated as shit. A little bit too much of my medication. My apologies. I need to find a lower dose. But we was all hanging out, and I look over at Jag, and I looked over, I think, at Kadish. I looked over at Mall Black. I'm like, guys, I'm getting into the rap game. And they all look at me and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. Like, what's your rap name going to be? I'm like, Too White. And it just came out of my mind. I don't know where the fuck it came from. But Too White just. And they look at me and they fucking die laughing. I'm like, yeah, Too White, dude. I'm going to release some hip hop songs, like hip hop rock inspired music, dude. I'm just gonna be Too White, off the chain. We got Too White, baby. And I said it like I'm Too White, baby, with kind of like, it's kind of like a muck sticky kind of voice, but like, I don't know how to explain it, but like a pimp kind of like, I'm Too White, baby. No, Vicky, this is the hilarious part. I get a message from Jag after the camp out. And he was like, so when we doing Too White? I'm like, word? I thought he was joking. I'm like, we can do them like in a couple weeks. We can get together. You can write beats or whatever, maybe lyrics. Like I haven't done lyrics in a while. I'm not that big into hip hop. Like I'm starting to be a little bitch. I'm like, oh, I'm not really that into, like I listen to hip hop. I love it, but I've never written for it. And he's like, no, come on over. We'll figure it out. Okay. Too White. I joked about it and he called my bluff. So I show up in their studio and we're actually working on music. And that's cool as fuck for me too. We're working on some music. We may be having an album even out of the ordeal. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. It goes where it's going to go. But Too White's going to be featured on a couple of my tracks. He's my alter ego. Too White. He ain't me, but he's Too White out of sight. But like, yeah, it's a little gimmick I made out of a joke. That's just how I do. I create characters in my head and they come out. But that's the first time somebody's called me on bluff. That's how you know you got the right people in your corner. Because then you make art. You make it happen. And we've actually got some dope ass songs in the works, guys. Like, I honestly, I kind of feel bad in a way. Because it's just going to come out and it's going to be like top of the charts. And fucking, we'll start the only gang warfare that Too White's seen was fucking McDonald's versus Wendy's. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. He Too White. But yeah, I created Too White out of like nothing, and now it's fucking becoming a thing. I've got 2 podcasts. I've got Pink Sock, this one. I'm going to be on WTHC Radio soon. Too White has his first interview ever on WTHC Radio. I told them that I'll do that honors for them, and they actually said they see the potential in me as a comedian. So I'm going to be a weekly occurrence on WTHC Radio, Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. I'm going to be bringing my comedy to WTHC Radio, and we're going to bounce off of each other. Because eventually I would like to turn Too White and all of this and do a sketch comedy for you guys. Because I've got a lot of thoughts up here. So, Too White. And I got to say this stuff out loud right now because it's documented what dates if somebody steals it. Your boy Too White is gonna call your boy Too White, baby. Your boy Too White's gonna call his lawyer. Yeah, baby. Too White out of sight, dynamite, baby. But yeah, we're working on some songs with Too White. It's gonna be fucking awesome. But remember, I'm not Too White. I'm just his manager. But yeah, I get these ideas, and I never thought I'd have the support that I do, and I do, and that's fucking beautiful. And that's where I learned recently that I need to quit looking at the negative, what's happening internally, or health, or the fear of death, or whatever, because the now is beautiful. I've not had this much support in my entire life. That's a traumatizing ass thing to say. Like from family, I have, but like this much support, I've not felt that I've had because I've never chased my dreams. I wouldn't know till recently, but like, damn. Just call me and I'll go back to the way I used to talk. See, I'm not really trying for the southern draw necessarily. I'm trying to go for like the southern draw, but like a pimpish kind of voice. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a gangster, but not like I don't know. Cause people baby a lot. Yeah, baby. I don't know why. That's just what I thought of. Like I kind of thought of like a mixture of like Muck Sticky and one of them like old cartoon characters. Like you know what I mean? But yeah, I've got these character ideas in my mind, and I think it'd go over well. But I do plan on doing a comedy music album eventually after I get skits out and shit with my characters. There are more coming. I do plan on creating more characters. But Too White is making his debut on WTHC Radio. And I'm laughing because that's unbelievable to me. Like that somebody believes in so many people believe in this thought and love this thought as much as I did. But I pass it off as a joke because I'm like, oh, that's stupid. It's stupid, but amazing. It's stupidly amazing. Do my baby. Yeah. I'm too wide out of sight. No, there's a song that I had in my head for that. Well, you guys are going to get a little bit of a snippet. I'm stupid and stuck. But like the song that I was thinking of was how did it go? I'm trying to remember it. I'm all right, dynamite, out of sight, Too White. Like have like people chanting and have it like start off like with like a guitar riff. I'm too white, like that. Or it's I'm all right, dynamite, out of sight, Too White, and it's a chant. And have like a guitar riff, but like a nice hip hop beat behind it, and then have that part fade out to like some hip hop. Like it's gonna be bomb. That's my ideas that I just thought of today. Like Too White. Like I'm kind of giving people a taste of Too White, like what his music's gonna be like, kind of, but it's gonna be fucking 10 times better than what the fuck I'm doing here. I'll tell you that much. I sent a lot of ideas to Jag. I feel so bad for Jag because I sent him a goddamn encyclopedia of ideas. Like it's a whole book of like here's this song and then here's the rest of the song that I did 5 minutes ago, but I skipped it. I feel so bad for him, but he's chill as shit. He's like, yeah, just keep sending me ideas. I'll figure it out. See, I'm so used to like the trauma of my life of like having friends in my life that wasn't that supportive, wasn't that chill, wasn't that big into my ideas. Like they're like, oh, you're just sending a lot. Quit. Now that I have people in my corner that are as creative as me, like I'm not saying musically I'm creative, but like I've got the creative ideas and they can bring it to life. So we bring our creativity together and we can create something. I've never had that kind of support. So I appreciate that, Jules. I think this is something that could blow the fuck up. I've got skit ideas in my head. I've got other character ideas. Like, I'm too well, baby. Yeah. I'd fucking even go as far as say, hey, like, if the album does well or if the idea does well, get hip hop artists, like, not just calligraphy on it, but like get other up and coming artists on and stuff, and like get bigger names, like not huge names, but like biggish names on, like get Muck maybe on, Muck and Two White, or Lil White and Two White, because I know there is a Lil White. I found that out by accident because I was looking up to see if Two White's taken, and I'm like, technically it's not the same. So I'm like, we're good. We're good. I'm sure he'd do a show with me. But I've got some shit that I'm planning on doing with that. Like, I can't believe that I let my trauma and my anxiety stop me for as long as I did. And I know you can't be angry at yourself. Fucking, that's then. This is now. Like, I'm doing it now. That's all that matters. But I could have done it this whole time. But I think I couldn't have until now because I didn't have these people in my corner. Without each and every one of these people that I've met over the course of, fucking feels like my life, but it's just the course of a couple months, these people have helped me overcome my anxiety more. I still have fears. I'm still afraid of death and shit like that. We can explore into that realm of thought if you guys want me to get deep into my thoughts. But this is a show of getting intimate, knowing me. Not intimate, like we're not like, but like getting to know me as a person and deep down stuff. I'm an open book. Like, you ain't gonna catch me in no scandal. I'm an open book. Like, it is what it is. Unless you got receipts, man. Like, don't come at me with no bullshit. Yeah, it's weird to say, but I have social anxiety like a bitch too. I have stage fright. I have camera shy. Well, not camera shy, but I'm stage fright. I have social anxiety. I fear death for some reason now. Like, I think every little fucking symptom I have is gonna kill me. I don't know what the fuck my thought is. I haven't had that much of a fear of it before, but maybe because it's surrounding my life. But let's get back to my life. Let me tell you how my life got flipped, turned up. Like, talk about my life a little bit. I know it doesn't show because I hide it well. I hide pain well. I hide grief well. And that's probably why my fear manifests the way it does. That's why I've been more open and honest on Facebook about how I'm feeling. Yes, I do still hide it through memes and stuff because I'm not going to go on there all day. Hey, life is horrible. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'll let you know at the beginning of the day how I'm feeling. Maybe in the middle, I'll give a little bit of advice concerning what I'm going through because I like to do that. I'm not going to name names or point fingers. I feel the way I do because of me. I let the things affect me. But I will at least tell people, hey, this is how I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with, and this is how you can fix the way you feel towards that, like kind of shit like that. But I'm not gonna fucking grieve on it on Facebook. I'm gonna make memes and shit. I'll suffer internally, but people know now how I feel. I'm not gonna keep fucking telling you. That's kind of how I deal with it. Comedy. You're less scared about it the older you get. I've been told that, and it's not. I don't know if I'm afraid of. I don't want to die before I achieve my dream. I don't want to not be able to see. Like, I want to be happy. I want to live a more fulfilling life, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I think that's why there's a fear of death, because the ego is fighting with the inner child, and you're not allowing the inner child to enjoy life as much as you want to, or chase your dreams because you're afraid to chase them. And that's why I said fuck anxiety. That's why I said do the thing. I almost didn't go to a VDJ camp out because I didn't feel like for some reason, I just felt like I didn't belong due to my anxiety. But people kept saying, you're coming, so I went. Same with the gym thing. I almost said, but then, nope, I fucking faced it head on. I made the plans. I'm sticking with them. And so far, like, I'm on an up and up. Like, I'm not insanely popular by any means, but like, I'm getting my ideas out there. That's all that matters to me right now. I'm getting my ideas out there. I'm overcoming my anxiety. I'm surrounding myself with positive ass people. I've got fucking calligraphy, a group of amazing human beings helping me bring an idea that I had. I did not have lyrics. I did not have even what he sounded like, what he looked like. I got no music, nothing. I don't even have the musical talent right now. I used to play occasional instruments, but I just can't do it anymore. They said, we'll write the beats, we'll help you write the lyrics, whatever. I'm like, dudes, this is your art. This is what you guys do. Like, and you're accepting me in. And for that, I'm forever thankful. You guys could charge me an arm and a leg and tell me to hit the bricks if I don't like it. But you're bringing me under your wing because you believe in the idea. That means the fucking world to me. And for that, I'm thankful as fuck. Because I never thought in a million years I'd be sitting in you got to laugh at it, in a local hip hop artist's basement. And we're writing songs from some dude I made up named Too White. And the song that you're working on has some funky ass not lyrics, but names, because I just thought of names, not lyrics yet. Funky ass names like broken backs and fanny packs. I would have called you fucking nuts if you would have told me this shit when I was fucking like 10 years ago. I'm like, broken backs and what? This shit ain't real. This ain't ever gonna happen. But yeah, like that's happening. Like we've tossed some great fucking ideas out there. I'm not gonna tell you all of them, but I'm giving you guys a little bit of teasers because I do plan on having shirts made and shit, like funny ass shirts that are titles of songs that I'm thinking of, with like the name on the back. And if it's a scrapped idea of a song title, that's a limited time only shirt. And if my popularity keeps soaring, you guys will have a limited time only shirt of a song that doesn't even fucking exist. From Too White. And you guys are going to have to distinguish the difference between real songs and fake songs. That'd be a cool game to play when I'm like 50 or 60. Like if I become like locally famous, I don't have to be like worldwide famous, but if I become like locally, like kind of like Afro Man or whatever, and do like a game show on YouTube or something, if that's still a thing, like, yeah, which one's a real Too White song or Mike Usenick song or whatever we do. Because I'm doing music under me too. More serious songs are me. I might be on some of the comedy shit because stand-up comedy's my thing. But like, be like, yeah, which one's a real song? Like, spin the wheel. I own that shirt, but I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. I'm actually releasing teasers of every song that we are working on so that it's out there. Because if it's out there in the public domain and it's sitting there, it's technically a copyright, I do believe. I mean, there's proof that it was there before anything else was there. I don't know how that holds up in court nowadays. I know it used to. I think now you got to mail it to yourself or whatever. But yeah, just do that. Just release merch or pictures or whatever of songs, and you're like, wait, rewind. You guys said you're working on broken backs and fanny packs, but you released Whiteout. It's a great fucking song title too. Whiteout. We're like, yeah, it happens. Like, we'll release that song eventually. Maybe 25 fucking years later, but like we're sitting there in a circle, calligraphy and Too White and me, and we're all sitting there and we're like, remember that song we was working on? Or you mentioned we didn't even work on it. I think it's time to write it. Our old school fans would love that. I don't know. These are great thoughts and ideas, though, uh, for my comedy and stuff. But I love it. But I love that I'm able to fight my inner demons. My inner demons is my anxiety and my eating habits. I ain't gonna lie. I might not be chubby anymore, but my eating habits still get the best of me, which then triggers the fucking fear of getting sick and dying and all that shit. Which it's a fear I shouldn't have. But yeah, like I'm thankful right now with what I've got. I've got Matt, my bro Matt. I'm gonna be on Dad with Dad's more often. I promise, bro. I've got so much shit going on now with like the music and stuff, but I will still be a part of Dad with Dad's, and I do plan on coming on again on a weekly basis eventually. I've got, oh fuck guys, I've got Pink Sock. I've got this. I'm going to be on WTHC radio every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're just going to shoot the shit. I'm going to introduce the hippie to uh, fucking Two White and the rest of the crew. I might have another person that I came up with on the show too. I don't know, but we're going to be doing some of my sketch comedy on that show. I guess on Saturdays it's going to be comedy Saturday morning. I guess we're going to be talking funny topics, and I'm going to give my insight on it. We're going to talk weed, of course, cannabis, and we're going to do all kinds of shit like that. And I'm going to introduce like my characters. I might even, if WTHC wants to, I might even premiere a Two White song on there for them. And I think it's going to be a fucking blast. I can't wait because what Calligraphy does is they write great fucking music. Lyrically, instrumentally, they do all that. So to have them in my corner and me just come up with these fucked up ideas and lyrics, and they can condense them down and move them around and add my ideas to the mix and add the lyrics and stuff and make it beautiful. I'm forever grateful. Like that's fucking wild to me. And we all gonna share the success. That's what I love about this area. This is the first time I've ever seen all of the entertainment being this tight in a long time. In a long time. Because any other artist in like other areas, or at least when I was like I want to say like mid 2000s, a lot of the bands were like about, you're coming to the studio, but you got to pay. And it's like, I don't mind paying, dude. It's business. I really don't. But I never expected anybody to be like, yeah, we don't care about all that. We'll figure that out once it blows the fuck up. We got to focus on now making it a reality together. That is how it should be. I love seeing all the collabs too. And I think art should be that way. It should be helping one another. Yeah, you should have to pay for studio time. That's a thing or whatever. But if you really believe in somebody's idea, but they're like down on their luck or whatever. I'm not saying I'm down on my luck. I'm just saying if that's the situation. Yeah, money interferes with creativity. We need that on a shirt. Money interferes with creativity. Because let's say you just killed that idea that could have made you a fuck ton of money. But because you couldn't make money now, you don't want to wait to make money then. And I don't know why. I can't explain it. It could be my inner child or ego or whatever telling me that this is nuts or crazy or stupid. But I do not understand why it seems like you guys see money in my ideas and my characters and shit. And that makes me feel fucking good. Because it's getting my creative juices going on to the next character or the next song. I've got 3 different songs in my head right now. It's just bringing them to life. Because I'm not the lyrical guy I used to be. I used to be like a hard rock lyric guy. That part of me I can do poems. I just can't bring them to song. And that's why I love it, because they can. We condense that shit down. And I sent Jack a lot of lyrics, Jules. Like, you gotta look at them because some of them are straight fire. I got fucking medicated this morning. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm just typing shit. Like, my creative juice are fucking flowing. The anxiety is gone. It's gone. I'm just like, these are. I was going for hours. I was focused on this creative idea. Jag, thank you for not judging me. But I sent this man a voice clip of Too White. I sent this man fucking lyrics. I sent Joel's rough drafts of shirts. And I'm like, oh, fuck, not that one, but this one. Like, we're getting shit to work. Like, I'm planning on having merch very soon once I get everything together, the ideas and everything condensed down. Because I only want to sell maybe one Too White shirt, one shirt for me personally. Like, it's my shirt, like for the comedy umbrella. And I maybe like an alternative shirt, maybe 4 or 5 different shirts. I don't think I'm going to do any podcast related shirts because I've got this, I've got that, and this, that, and the other. But eventually I'll get you guys some pink sock shirts and meditations of a medicated mind. We might just have to do those ones to order. Can we do that, Jules? Can we do like the artwork and shit and just do certain shirts to order? Like, we don't have it at the shop, but here we have, like, somebody's like, I want a pink sock shirt. Here you go. We have this. It's just not printed. You're amazing because I have a lot of shirt ideas that I can send you, like a lot of them. But I'm going to be selling certain shirts at the merch booth. But yeah, if you don't mind helping me with the whole merch shop and shit, that's fucking. And because I know, okay, yeah, we can make like a couple mock-ups, and then like once we sell like the last one, make like a couple more. I mean, that'd work. I know you help a lot of people with merch, so I don't expect you to like help that in depth. But I don't know how taxes and any of that shit work either. I'm awful because I've never made a whole lot of money outside of a job. So I need somebody to help me with that kind of shit. Which we have a bookie. Well, the cloud has a bookie, but I'm in with those guys. Could you? That's kind of funny the way I said that. I'm in with those guys. No, but John's a cool dude. He's a bookie. And he could probably help me. Like, it's awful. How much did you make last year? Why is that any of your business, man? Like, what you see on paper is what I made. Fuck. If I owe you money, tell me I owe you money. You've got that shit on file. Do they not? The government, every single bank statement and shit they have already. Just tell me what the fuck I owe you. Because the point of those taxes is basically the convenience of the bank. If I'm not putting it in the fucking bank, don't tax me for it. Like, I'm not using your system. Just fucking look at the paperwork that you have on file under my name, all the bank statements, everything. You figure that shit out. You get paid to do that. I don't get paid by you guys. And then just have my job send you that shit. No middleman. Just fucking send it to them. Send the whole payroll to them. You figure the shit out. Send me a fucking thing in the mail. Here's how much you got. Here's how much we owe you, or here's how much you owe us. Simple as fucking that. All right. Much love, Kay. I hope you guys like this show because it's more of like an intimate thing, like into my life, into my thoughts, into my brain. And it's not just me being silly and occasionally getting that way. It's just me talking out my thoughts at night. Maybe we'll cry it out a little bit. Maybe we'll hang out a little longer. Who knows? I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know what's going to go on. I don't know if it's going to be the same time every time. I don't know. You're good. You're good, Kay. Go to bed. You can watch the afterplay of this. Is that what's called afterplay? afterplay. I don't know, but I love that people believe in me because it helps me believe in me. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to get into next is the fact that you need to believe in yourself because we don't believe in ourselves until other people do. It's a fucked up thing because you should believe in yourself, even if the idea is like fucking out there. Like well, I shouldn't say that because like really fucked up things have happened because of people's thoughts. But that's not what I was meaning. My brain went there, yours probably didn't. So I think we're cool. But, chase your dreams. Don't let anxiety stop you. Unless your dreams are like to ruin lives or something, then don't do that. Don't chase your dreams. I saw this Freddy Krueger shirt said "Chase your dreams." I thought it was cool. But yeah, I absolutely love the support I'm getting, and I am hoping. I'm hoping that I'm not going to say next year because that's kind of like really close, but in the next 6 months, getting my comedy page to like at least 1,000 subscribers and my YouTube to about 1,000. And then maybe my TikTok to 1,000 so I can go live on there. I'd like to get verified at least. That'd be cool. Just have a little badge next to my name. That's cool. That's not too much to ask for, is it? I mean, it's only 1,000. I mean, I'm at 600 right now. That's kind of a weird thing. They picked that number 1,000. Now, that makes us think 1,000's not a lot. Like 1,000's not successful. 1,000's not a lot. Have you ever been in a room of 1,000 people? I was in a room of 150 and I felt really anxious to go on stage. That's a lot of fucking people to stand in front of and talk. 1,000. That's a lot of fucking people supporting you from all over the world. Sometimes with YouTube and Facebook, it could be all over the world. I got people that support me in England and shit. That's why they're not on here. I got people in Australia. That's why they're not on here. They're fucking probably in bed right now. Or I don't think they're in bed because I think it's PM. They're at work. I don't, we got, that. But yeah, like, what was I saying? Fuck. I was going to talk about something. And I had a point. I forgot what it was. Well, shit. I'm trying to go back to my original thought. ADD, I think, is what I have. I have ADHD or some shit. I'll go into a thought, get lost into a second thought, and then I'll bounce back and figure out the first thought. Give me a second. It's mental health talking. Gone. I don't know where the hell that thought went. But anyway, I was doing the comedy at the gym thingy majigger, and support. That's what I was at. 1,000 fucking people is a lot, and we are programmed to think it's not. If you have 150 people or 1,000 people cheering you on in person, you would believe you were successful. Like, holy shit, this is 1,000 fucking people. But if you see it online, it don't mean nothing. It ain't enough. You have to have more than that. Why? I'll tell you why. If you have 1,000 subscribers, you have 1,000 followers on these social media platforms, you don't start really making anything from your art, really. I mean, I'm not in it for money. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it'd be nice to make some dough doing what you love because this economy has it that way. But that's a lot of fucking people. 1,000 people, like, should be viewed as a lot, but it's not. You have to get like, what's good, Jag? I love you, brother. I cannot wait to bring fucking Too White to life, dude. I've got other skits and shit I'm working on in my head. I apologize, fam, dude. Like, oh my God. I was medicated. I was coming up with these ideas and great skits and shit, and I'll send them to you. I didn't realize I sent you a fucking encyclopedia of ideas, different lyrics and skits and shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck. and like I backtracked on a few of them, like I was actually talking to you, because that's how I do sometimes. And I'm like, fuck, that's been 4 hours of just ideas. Sorry, bro. Love you, man. Thank you for being a part of this journey of mine. And thank you for believing in me. Sky's the limit. Sky's the fucking limit. And Too White, there are some bomb. Like, we don't have, like, a whole lot there, man, but it is bomb what we're coming up with. I'm throwing my creativity at Jag, and he's like, I'll write the lyrics. I don't give a fuck. Like, I tell him the lyrics, and he's gonna mash it all up for me. Like, this dude is an amazing artist, like, and such a caring person, and I love the fuck out of you, bro. Like, it is awesome that you believe in the dream. Like, I was talking to Jag, I'm like, I ain't got money to record in your studio, bro. Like, and I'm the kind of person, like, that's where I came from. I came from, like, yeah, I mean, you have to pay for art. And Jag said to me, he was like, bro, he's like, when you make it, we figure it out. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing I ever heard. And then, as Jules said earlier, she's like, money destroys creativity. And I'm like, that is true. Like, I've never heard anyone say that. And then I got to thinking, and I said this earlier, Jag, if you turn down, let's say, my idea, you turn down my idea, and I'm not saying that this is what's going to actually happen to my life, but it'd be cool if it did. But let's say you cut down my idea, but it could have earned you a lot of fucking money. I could have went on to be like the next big comedian, Too White's like the next big like rapper, comedy rapper, and it's like the whole gimmick thing, and we're doing all these skits and shit, but you turned it down, so that didn't happen. If you believe in a creative idea, yeah, it might fail. It might not go as far as you believed in it, but it could. So why turn it down? If you believe in it, try. Fight for it to happen. Like, let the creativity happen. And then if it ain't doing nothing, then it ain't nothing. Still have love. I'm glad you believe, dude, because I actually have like real, not saying what we're doing isn't real, but like non-comedic lyrics and songs and shit I would like to bring to life too. Because I know you was talking about doing like the hard rock stuff. And I do have a drummer that more than likely can do it. He said that he's interested, just finding time for all of us. Or we can do it separately. It's in the fucking studio. I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, dude, I got a lot of ideas for the Too White thing. I've got ideas for me. It's just I don't have a whole lot of lyrics, but we figure it out. And you have a great fucking mind for this shit, dude. I was sitting there talking to Jag, and he was helping me come up with merch ideas. We ain't even got the fucking songs written yet. What's up? Peace and love. Peace and love, Kimba. But this shit is going to be wild. And me and Jag are planning on me, Jag, the boys, you know, Coop, everyone. And I haven't talked to Coop about this, but I'm sure he'd be down too. We're going to do sketch comedy with this thing. Me and Matt's been talking about doing sketch comedy for a while. I don't necessarily want to do the whole sketch comedy under my name. Thank you so much, Kemba. It is basically, you don't know who I am, but subscribe if you want, and I appreciate it. I've got another podcast called Pink Sock. It's more of like a comedy kind of thing. We interview bands and stuff. It's pretty cool what we do there. I'm also a local comedian. A little bit of my story. You can actually watch the beginning of the video, and I talk about how I did stand-up recently. And I'm working on some music, a comedy hip-hop album. My bro, Jag, is in the band Calligraphy. They're a hip-hop group local to my area. Go check them out if you like hip-hop. The music is fire. But we are working on like a comedy rock hip-hop album. And I also have some serious music that I've been thinking of as well. So if you like the vibes, you like the stream, I do have kind of a dark sense of humor at times. It's not like real dark, but like I do say some really dark shit, but whatever. Awesome. You have multiple hobbies. I'm going to be doing like some hip hop here and there, some rock. But I've got so many cool people in my fucking corner, as I was saying previously. Go, everybody go say hi. She's on the YouTube link. You don't have to go over to the YouTube link, but everyone say hi to our new listener. We have our first not in our group listener of this show over on YouTube, Kimba. Once I get merch, you can add me on Facebook and stuff, and I'll send you a free shirt. You're the first listener. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, tell 2 other people to subscribe. That's it. We'll give you a free shirt. It just might not be for like a month or so, but we'll get you a shirt. Hey, Joanne Bashir. We are back on YouTube on this channel. I'm doing meditation of medicated mind. I just kind of explored the realm of fear of death, and we explored my brain. It is more of an intimate show than Pink Sock. But yeah, Jules, if we can get Kimba's information and ship her a shirt once we get them made. No rush, Jules, at all. But yeah, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep an eye out on it, and we will send you a shirt once we get it. Just remind me. But man, you guys, this is gonna be crazy. I have a hip hop artist, by the way, Kimba. Thank you. And this is how you pronounce it. What's the name of my YouTube? Just Mike Usenick, just me. Just go over there, hit subscribe. Thank you so much. You can add me on Facebook. If you actually go like my Facebook page and comment on one of the links or whatever, and I will go to your Facebook page and I'll send you a message, and you could send your address to Jules if you're more comfortable, because I know I'm a stranger on the internet. But whoever you're comfortable with sending the address to, we will mail it to you. Thank you, homie. But yeah, we got calligraphy, writing some dope shit. Go check out THC, by the way. Amazing. And they have new music coming out with our boy Matt Cooper. But it's wild. Like, if you would have told me some of the stuff that I've done recently, by the way, I am a cannabis advocate. I am a medical patient in the state of Ohio, Kimba. So hopefully that is not a problem, because we do have a lot of cannabis-related jokes sometimes on the comedy channel and shit. And because I'm going to start, you're basically going to see me rising up the ladder on YouTube, I guess, because I ain't got much of a following over there. This is just me first time, other than Pink Sock Podcast, that I'm really going to be doing skits and shit. So I guess you're our first outside listener, outside of the group I've already had, which is awesome. It's exciting. But Joe Bashir, she's been following me since the beginning of Pink Sock. You're not on Facebook. Well, shit. How are we going to get a shirt to you, dear? Unless you don't care, I can just fucking wait until I get a merch shop. If you're not in a hurry, just remind me, because it might be a little while once we get the funds together and shit for a merch shop. We might have cooler shirts by then anyway. I'll just give you like a code for a free shirt or whatever. But yeah, like the comedy's going great. I do have a comedy show coming up. Comedy show. Unfortunately, a lot of our shows are going to be in Ohio, in the surrounding areas, because that's kind of where I'm from. But I do plan on traveling more. Awesome, thank you. Pink Sock Podcast is completely different. It's on its own channel, but I'm also doing it on here again. It's just me and my buddy from Australia shooting the shit. And we have guests on, some great guests on there. We've had, if you're familiar with Muck Sticky, he's been on the show. If you're familiar with Alice Cooper, we had his guitarist on a couple times. Who's a great dude. Such a caring individual. I love that dude. He's more of like a friend he's a rock star friend. Like, I'm fans of my friends. It happens. I'm a fucking fan of calligraphies, and calligraphy's a fan of mine. Like, we respect the art. Good. We are cannabis advocates also as well. Um, have a great night, Jules. Bless you and much love, dear. But yeah, my buddy Billy Blaze is a huge activist. I'm not that big. I just go to the events and I hold up the sign, and I'm gonna start doing the collecting of signatures, which we might legalize it soon anyway. I kind of feel bad. I haven't. I wear the weed suit, but I'm not really. I came in on the tail end of it. But I'm still an honorary weed suit hero. Um, but Billy, he's the one that talks to like the senators and shit and like all that and like fucking pushes for it hard. He owns the Holistic Cloud in Ohio. But yeah, cannabis has saved my life. It did. Uh, I deal with PTSD and all that shit. And I'm kind of, with this show, I just want to talk about the traumas and talk about how I deal with them and try to reach somebody and talk about my life. Good. I mean, if you are not interesting, sorry. I just gotta off here. Love you, brother. I'm probably going to end the live soon. I'm sorry, Kim. I know you just stopped by, but just watch from the beginning. I've been doing this for an hour. I gotta go. But I live in Ohio, yes. And a lot of the surrounding areas of where I live is where a lot of our shows are going to be. But as our following gets bigger, we will do other shows. We're going to post stand-up comedy on the channel once I start doing more shows. We're going to film it and all that. It's going to be played on WTHC Radio. So go check them out too, WTHC Radio. I'm on there every Saturday at 9 a.m. It's starting October 14th is when I'm starting on that show. I'm bringing Too White with me, which is a hip-hop artist. And I'm working on music. There will be a hard rock hip hop comedy album in the works. I'm releasing all the merch for it and everything. You'll hear about it at the beginning of the video. But I love you all, and thank you so much for medicating with me, and thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. Thank you for taking the time to allow me to give you my advice on the situations that I have went through. If you deal with that kind of stuff, don't be afraid to reach out. You're not alone. It is okay to feel it. It is okay to be human. It is okay to be sad. It is okay. But what it is not okay to be is angry. Because anger doesn't help anyone. It just hurts you. Now, I love you all. And as always, peace and love, man. Love you all. And happy medicating.